In this video, we're going to explore or continue on our work. So this is basically my documentation of my POS system here. So right now we have these items here. So far we got the price total here. And I'll be honest with you, I don't like the design so much. I should put it more here, and I'm really reconsidering to use bootstrap or to reconsider to not use it and to create my own CSS. But that will be for later on. What I want to do here is eventually I want to get the total amount. The total amount is a very important part here. So let's start and work on it. So to do this, I did figure out one thing I don't like. So we have here our count items total, and this will become eventually a problem because what happens right now is here this is basically calculating this part here. And the best way to keep a function organized is to keep them separate. Every function should do one thing. I'm even considering that this push part maybe should be removed as well, or at least this should be adjusted, but we'll see about that. However, this is directly connected with, of course, with our card design here. So maybe it should stay in here. I'm reconsidering it to see, but what I do want to do, I want to move this away here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all of this. And I assume if you follow along with me that you should have the code as well. And what I will do here is I will just create here a new function. And in here we're going to put that. And basically what will this function be? It will be count. What is it? Total products, I guess. That's the real function. So we say here total products. That will be a function. That's okay. And this basically is the same as what we had above. There's nothing new, nothing adjusted. The only thing what we will adjust is the triggering. And the reason I did this, well, let's put in here, trigger this function. And basically in here we're going to put in this function so that after loading this, doing this, after the press everything, it will also trigger the next function, and that will be this one here. If we save this now, refresh, we should see here exactly the same. Oh, and there's something happening here, so we have to double check what's going on. Price length, did we remove any push? Price array. Well, let me double check here just to count this one. We have here the length that the console should be. Let's open up here, let's double check. Alright, so we have a type error, something is not a function, total product is not a function. So the main reason for this is only this. I can assume that there's probably a item that's, or the function name itself is probably a problem. Product orders. Let's rename this to just double check and confirm this is correct. Save and refresh. Alright, so the reason was we had already a other one called total product, so it will confuse each other. Alright, so we've got this now. Next, what I want to do, I want to make another one. That will be the total balance. Total product order or total balance order, maybe that's the right term. And for the total balance order, we do almost similar to this, except now we're going to create the one that will count here below the total amount. And as you can see here, we have this hideous scroll bar here. I will have to remove that later on. I have to see why box sizing is not responding. Most likely we have too much padding here between, as you can see here. So this row maybe here, margin X, left and right 0. Alright, that will be eventually the solver or the item I have to solve. So what I want to do now is here the amount item. So to do this, we're going to use a different one. So we have here not any more total products. We're going to get here this, the total amount. Let's look at this ID name. That's total balance. Well, and let's give this total amount. Doesn't make sense. We have separate names. So we say here, total product orders. This will be total balance orders. And then we say here, total products, that will be not, no, it will be total amount. And, oh well, if this is amount, we should have here as well total amount. That would make more sense as well. So we have this one. Then we have here the total product, or this one. The total amount will be this. I will do here a camel case naming convention. Yeah, so total and then A for letter. Then we have here. I saw here this. Oh, this is absolutely horrible. I don't want to see this anymore. Text. HTML is very sensitive and can be dangerous. So always use inner text unless you absolutely have a reason for HTML. So inner HTML. Alright, so we've got this here. Then the next one we have here the price array. What are we going to do here? We need to calculate this. So to do this, we have to use something else. So what we need here is well, basically the price array is fine. We're using here as well the price array, but here not anymore length, but we need to have the total. So we need to have the reduce. So then here reduce, we say here the total amount, and then we say here, comma, this will be the price, which makes sense. So if you have the array here, you will get the one and then we'll plus it. So you will sum it to here, and then there's another one that will sum it to here, so we get a total amount. Alright, so then I have to make sure, and let's double check. And then we have the arrow function, if I'm not mistaken, and then we say here total plus price. Alright, so once we have this, we can say here inner HTML. Well, let's see what happens. Save this. Refresh. Select. Alright, there we are. So now we have the pricing here. So what I want to do here next is I want to fine tune here the design. Honestly, I don't like the design. It looks horrible, and plus this is far too, as you can see, this is very large in space, pushing this down. So what we have to do is we can reduce this, or we put it here with a fixed height here, certain things. The moment that this part here will overlap or overflow, there should be a scroll bar only for this part here, or at least for that area. So what I'm going to do here first is let's adjust the design a little bit of our CSS. What I wanted to do here was to figure out where is the issue of our first horizontal scroll bar. That's probably in the row. There you are, the row. Let's look at the row in the flex box. It's row. Alright, that's this one. And then what I want to do here, I'm going to remove this one here because I don't like this. Or the margin 0. Let's save that. Once I save that, did work. Oh, sorry, that's not margin bottom. No, left and right. Once you do that, save this. There you are. And then what we can do is the following is control here the items. This should be also in here. So I don't know why this is outside the area, but that is alright. We were going to fix that. Yeah, alright, so I see why it's outside. Basically, it's outside our div here, so this is no good. What we need to do is we need to move this in here. And then, most likely what I want to do here is I want to put in here another div with the specific order ID, so it will stay within this area here. Alright, order ID and closing. There we are. And then we have here the item. So here will be every time our item. So if I save this now, refresh, alright, it's beside each other. There you are. So now we have one part here. Now what I want to do is I want to have here this a certain height. So once we hit a certain height in the order list, we should stop, or we should have an overflow scroll, meaning this. So basically what we're going to do here is overflow, this is horizontal. Oh no, vertical. So overflow Y. Then we say here auto, but then we say here, of course, height. So we're going to set a fixed height here. If I do 300 pixels, there you are. So now we have a scroll here. This can be fine. I guess that's it. That will be sufficient. We should not have a scroll bar on the side, because if we would have more items, we would have that scroll bar. Although, usually having 2 scroll bars is a very bad practice. So I might consider how we're going to do this. However, for now, this is fine here. So what I'm going to do here, in the order list, I'm going to put in some style. Style, put in these. Alright, and then I guess eventually we might consider to put in I'll put a 550 pixels, but we might consider to do real CSS because, as you can see, we're now moving basically to the CSS task. No, that's too much. So what I will do is I'll do this 450. So at least you can follow along nicely. All right. So there could be even more here. Maybe we could make it a height max screen. Doesn't matter. Anything, whatever. So there we are. You have this. Then, of course, you can see here and realize that this card is far too big. This card is forbidden to be so big here. I want distance smaller. What I'm going to do here is, because, well, we put it in a specific item. Alright, you can see here we have H5. Doesn't make sense to have H5 here. I want this smaller. I want this just in a paragraph. And let's see, this is also a paragraph. I assume the products here can be in a smaller font size. Well, who knows? Maybe having big font size is useful, but this is too big. I'm going to adjust the JavaScript for the H5 here. It will be just a paragraph. I'll make it a paragraph. And everything else we maintain. Card title, everything. Well, let's see how it works. Refresh and then we click. Alright. Slightly better. Maybe, well, you can say here we can do two options. Put it all together here. Then you have like, you count, you see 2 and 1. Or we just have like this. Well, for now I'll just leave it like this, but who knows. And the reason why I don't want to have 2 and 1 is maybe, for example, here you click on Espresso and then you might have a model popping up. And the reason why is, for example, an Espresso and then extra shot, or you have the coffee beans type. You have like Robusta or Arabica. So you might select, I want Arabica thing, or cappuccino. I want this with almond milk for the keto diet people who like to prefer, who are following the keto diet. Basically, that's it. So that might be a option. So that means that if you would do 2 times the same item, would be 2 times that specific recipe with that specific milk, specific sugar, or maybe no sugar but honey, etc., etc. All of these things. However, this here might be even better. I want to push this mostly to the other side here. So let's look at that, what's going on here. How can we do that with our coding? Or at least here. I like to use Flexbox, so this should be a Flexbox. Normally if a Flexbox will be quite easy. So class, and then I hardly use the bootstrap these days. I always do CSS style. So I would say almost like this only. What I'm going to do is I'm going to eventually, I think we're going to move away from our current item here. So let's do that. I'm getting really not satisfied with that. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do CSS here. Sorry about this, but of course this is my personal documentary, so we'll see how it works. If this is a bad idea, well, you can always put the comments below to tell me. Maybe this or that could be better. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give this a div, and this div here, total order. We can have this, I'll just put it directly in here, because this is as unique as possible. So I say here, display, flex, and then we will say here is content, justify content, and then we say here, space between, and then align items, where we have that, align items, center. See how this works. Alright, we don't want to have align item center. Okay, that's alright. Then what we have to do then here, this paragraph should be alright. We have tiny issue here because these are all together. So if these would be a separate paragraph, then this could be almost the item itself, the total order, and then you have the total price. How will we do this? Let me check. We need to pinpoint specifically these, but they need to be separate spans here. Well, let's try that. I'm going to do that one. Move that in the span. Another span here. Here, maybe this could be eventually a unordered list. I'm just considering about. All right, so it doesn't work yet because we have to pinpoint the paragraph. Unordered list would probably be the most logical item here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make an unordered list, and then we just see the design structure of that one. Let's see if that one works. And we say here li, there we are. Then we say the following. Copying this. Alright, and then in here we have these things. So this here will be eventually specific on that one. So let me check. You can copy this as well. I'm going to copy this one here. Put it together. Amount of items. Then total order ID. I'm not sure why we have this one here, but I'll just put it in here. Alright. Let's save this and see first if we have any damage in our design. Alright, that's it. Fair enough, that doesn't matter because we have to work on this. Alright, so while we have this here, we have the total order. Well, the total order is a flag, so in this case our total order ID will be list item. So we say here total order li. Let's see what happens now. There we are. It's put between here margin. Alright, I want to solve this one. I guess we don't have yet the default universal settings, and this is why there's margin and padding. So I will say here normally this, and this is the reason why we probably should do just pure CSS, not like this. Box sizing, then say border box, margin 0, padding 0, and here all I want to do here is list style mode. I don't want the list style. Once we have this, let's see how this will look like. Alright, so this is already indicated in here, so these border box here probably will not work now. Fair enough. Put it on this. Alright. The reason why this is because this is not on the list item, it's on the specific UL, unordered list. Alright, so once we've got this, put it in here. As you can see, I'm just experimenting consistently, and now we should have, we still have this. I'm surprised why this is absolutely not responding. Am I missing something here? Total order. Probably it's set on import, so I need to overrule it with this. Let's double check if this is really what I need. Why are you not responding? What am I missing here? Alright, total order. Margin top, margin bottom. I guess there's something set here. And this one is really the padding left. Padding left. I guess that's really Bootstrap's design. Let's try that one. Padding left 0. I will put this on 0. Do I overrule it? No. Oh my goodness. This one is. This is the first time I'm experiencing this. That's so tough. Alright. So what I will do here is then just do this, the basics. Margin 0, padding 0. Let's save that. No. Alright. This absolutely will not work. I'm not able to explain this for now. However, this will work, and then I guess we will just remove the CSS on here, or Bootstrap on here, and build our own, because this is absolutely horrible. However, we have now the most important one. We have this. Alright, so what I want to do next is basically we have more items here. We will put in a few items, and eventually we will have like different selections. If we select coffee, we should see all the coffee options. And what I want to do is basically I want to make it a scroll option, but also if you click on it, you will go to that location. And that's quite fun to do. So let's start and explore that part first. So how will we do this? Well, we have the order menu here. And we also could do this in a tab that you click on it. I wonder what's better. I think if you have the scrolling, it's maybe more better, because you can press, but you can also scroll in case people want to prefer to scroll. Because if you have to press and it jumps to another tab, it will mean that they cannot scroll down. And sometimes you are in such a flow that you like to scroll. Alright, especially these days we are also used to scrolling. So I think that is the most sensible structure to do. Here we have this, and basically this should be looped through. What I'm going to do here, we have this part here. We got the ID, the menu order. That's this one, alright. Let's check here. What is this? This is the closing one. Alright. That's fine. Alright, so in here we're going to make a paragraph, and this paragraph will be called ID, and let's say call this coffee. Basically what we will do then is that in the button here, this should maybe not be a button but a, it could be two things. It could be a button, could be a link, and normally with a link it's quite easy to do. If you do a button, we need to maybe have some proper design eventually. However, why not? Let's try. So we say here href, put in that, oh no, sorry, we're going to put in ID coffee. And then what we want to do is we want to get another one covering, what is the other item? Fruity, and finally we have another one, it's called milk tea. Alright, so we have 3 of those, and then I want to make sure that this is all matching, and this should be all matching. How should you match this? Well, right now it's hard-coded here. It's okay for now. Peach tree, not tree, but tea, sorry. I'm just going to put in here, this will be order 3, and this will be 4, alright. So it doesn't matter, the order idea doesn't matter so much, only the price will matter. Let's say this one is 250, then we have another one here, this is 350, and this is 350, then we have the milk tea area, so we have this here, milk tea classic, which is 550, and then we have another one is called well, what do we have? Pearl milk tea, I guess. Pearl milk tea, and that is $5 flat. There we are. Alright, so we have this. I want to make sure the IDs are thinking this should be eventually with JSON. Actually, I'm going to cover that very soon as well. We have here, oh my goodness, what's going on here? Alright, so what's happening right now is we're creating, of course, items here. What we need to do here, so this is slightly well, it's not really an issue. The order menu, why do we have this ID? I need to figure out why you have this. Oh, alright, it's maybe for this one here. That will be the ID, because when you click on this, you'll see here, and you have the order status where you can see it's being processed. So this needs to be not in here. I need to make one outside of here. So it will be another div. ID. That will be this. The order menu. That will be later on. This will be for the tab, just to make sure. How do we do that? We can do it like this. For the tab. Alright. Then here we have multiple divs for every section. So we could indent this, including that one. There we are. And then what we do is the following. We're going to copy this as well. So here milk tea. This is why it had an issue, is eventually it was the text here, well, this text should not be here. It should be just one object. The moment we click on the order menu ID and then we click on the milk tea section, you will see only the milk tea products. Makes sense. So then after, well, do we have to make sure that it's all closing? All right. Once we did that, and then maybe we also click on the next one, which is the fruit tea products. And here we have a div as well. And then finally, we have one covering the coffee products. Make sure that there's a div as well. Do I will access this? Yeah, I already had that one in place. So I'm going to make sure, are we properly indented? I think this is already good, and this one should cover the order menu, and then this one will cover. Alright, so we're good here. We're good to go. There you are. So the moment we press on this, and then we say here, alright, I want to show you this coffee. And fruit tea will be fruit tea. So that makes sense. Oh, we have all the IDs. Do we have the IDs? Oh, not yet. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to apply it all in here. And then we say here, this is milk tea. And here's fruit tea. Milk tea. Fruit tea. Save this. Refresh, and then if you press, you'll see we're moving on here, and we're supposed to move, but you don't see it here. And the reason why we don't see it is we don't have enough products to display that. So I'm going to increase our product here. I'm going to add 4 more of the exact same items here with the goal to just have some extras. Alright, as you can see, we're moving here. We're going to coffee. Fair enough. Then here, and then we click here on this, then we go back. Then click here on coffee, going down to coffee, and etc. etc. So this is basically how we can do it, and you can imagine here, maybe you have more items. And this is for coffee. This would be a fruit tea topic. Oh, I didn't even put ins here. That's horrible. Peach tea. And what was this? Let's call this black tea, which is the most standard item. Add up this, putting it here, save that, refresh. Alright, so now we have a nice collection, and we have all of these options here. There you are. So this is huge. If you look at it now, you have to scroll here, and then when you can select here all these items, we start to see. So should you expand this along with that? I would say if you are on a screen, the screen should always see this part here. However, this part needs design. Honestly, there should be like a separate border line here above and just show everything clearly. So what I'm going to do here is, for now, we have this here div. I'll just make it a div here as well. I guess this should be more better. I'm going to remove this. Create a div here. And then what I want to do here is, what we have that, let's double check what we need. A border. How will we make this one? We will just make this a border line. We have the div here. We have the CSS. I was looking at for the CSS, but I figure out we'll just do it here. We'll just make this a class. Let me say here border. Alright. And this, well, this could be a card as well. Card body. Let's save that one and see what happens. Card body. Where's the border if we have a card? There's a border and BG white for now. Alright, so that looks nice, and when you click on this, you see we get these here. And after that, it will not overlap our previous design. So fair enough, that is quite nice. So we have 19 items here, or so 5 items with the total price of this. So that looks nice. We could maybe put this besides here, that might be even better. But that's alright for now. what I want to do eventually here is the following. So when you click on this, we need to have basically a button to cancel this. And this is very important because now imagine you don't want this one. So we need to have an on click where we remove the div. But if we remove the div, we need to make sure the div is not only removed, but also the array has been removed. So right now you can see here, let me show you the array here. We have the price array. Well, I'll just cut that one out, put it in here. We have the price array and we have also the product array. Or, well, we have also the product array. We save this, refresh, click on that. Alright, open up developer tab. You can see here our array. So in total we have 4 values now. That is correct. 4 values, this is the price. So is the price matching? This makes 10, 10, and then this makes 4, 4 plus 6, 250. Alright, so 1650, that is correct. So you can see here, this is correct. However, how will we remove this? To understand how we remove this, you need to know why we're using here our ID. The ID is very, very important. We get these IDs here, and you can imagine that these IDs, oh, where are they? This one here, ID must be unique. If they are unique, you have a way to do this. So they should always be unique, and especially imagine that you're going to add in a database every row one ID, so then you have the incremental ID number. Why this is important? Because now what we're going to do is here we're going to create exactly the same structure here. Then we say here price array, this will be ID array, so or product ID array. And this is the one we will need. This is why we have the ID here as well. So then we can say here exactly the same. And then we can certainly get this one in here, price, and then we say here ID. Remember, ID is from this one here. So once we have this, I'm going to get this one, put it in here. Console.log, put in here, save this, and then what I want to do is I want to number them now all correctly. We just did something. 6 is the highest. Do I have a few more? Well, I see I have a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do here 1, 2. This will be 3, 4, 5, 6, and probably here what we should do is also give it some different names. This will be what's it? Lemon tea. Alright, and then we have here winter melon tea or winter melon. Yeah, that's a quite common one here as well. Winter melon. And that one is $3.50, or we can make this $4. We'll put this in here, put it in here. Then we have the black tea. Am I correct that it's unique? Oh no, that's not correct. Then we have here black. Oh, we have the black tea. We can say here chai latte tea. Alright. So, well, this is not really a fruit tea, but oh, what is this? Oh, it was the pearl milk tea, fruit tea. What am I doing here? Sorry, I am confusing myself. Alright, yeah, chai latte. But these are fruit tea, so let's say strawberry. That was the category. Strawberry. Number 6. Number 7 will be apple tea. Apple tea. And do we have everything now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, alright, so I'll just make this number 8. So we have still 7, 8. Alright, so we have all unique. The only goal here, what I'm doing is I want to have the unique ID. No unique ID will have you a big problem. So this is why we need the unique ID. So espresso, well, this will be, it was 8, this is 9, 10, 11. I will just make this double espresso. Oh, this should not be here. This should be here. Double espresso. Here we have a, what is another one? It's Americano. And then we have number 13, and here number 14. This will be a flat white, flat white, flat white. And then finally what we have here is non-espresso. What is those? things, frap, coffee frap. Alright, that's the Starbucks stuff that we always see. There we are. And this one will be $6 because it's a iced coffee and it's a iced coffee frap. Alright. Looks nice. So we have some creativity here. If we save this now, refresh, there we are, we have a lot of these, and then eventually you can see here, eventually we need to truncate probably this, or make this smaller, or make the box a fixed size so it will always fit. So we select this, we select that, there you are, you can see the IDs here. Then winter melon, I have no idea, I don't know what's the ID number, but probably it's number 8. Let's double check. ID number 8 for winter melon. There you are, you can see here, ID number 8. Alright, so this works all quite nice. We just add these up here. And as you can see, this works nicely. We have a lot of items now, and then there's a few things what we need to do. We need to remove items, but we also need to clear button. I realize we should have that up here. Clear the entire order. Maybe the person says, well, I would like to cancel. You cannot say, oh, I need to refresh. No, we need to clear up. Alright, what we're going to do is first I'm going to make the clear button, because the clear button is the easiest one to do. So we go up here. We have in the order menu. In here I need to have a div class. Let's make this a cart body border and then bg white. And in here we'll just say order items, what the customer ordered, and then we make here a button. Let me say this class is BG red. Oh no, sorry, danger. Then we put in here clear. Then maybe the font size could be small, and then we say here what can we do here? Well, we can just save this for now. Let's see here. How would it look like? Oh, alright, sorry, I put it in the wrong location. It should be here. So I'm going to move this, reposition this down. Did I? Yeah, that's correct. What I'm going to do is I'm going here down. And we have this here. Alright. There we are. We have this. Fair enough. Let's give this a bit better design. BT and small. Alright, danger, and then maybe here rounded. I'm not sure if that's rounded border, rounded or pill. I have no idea what it is, but that's alright. I will not search for that for now. Don't spend too much time. What I want to do here at least is, alright, this can push you to the side. Alright, so we need to have here another span. Put in this. Let me say here, this, oh, that's it, flexbox. And what's the other one is not justified content. Well, let's see how that works. I forgot the term. Is that it? Alright, doesn't matter for now. I'm so used to CSS. Sorry about this. Text here. Now we say here, the text, how do we do text here? Yeah, text white. So I'm sorry about this. That's a lot of, it's a long time. So I haven't learned so much over, I haven't used Bootstrap for almost a month now because I'm using CSS. So we have this now, and this looks fine. So what I want to do now is I want to push this down a little bit. Margin bottom, margin B 1. Let's see how much pixels we're pushing it down. Well, hardly anything. Okay, we can say margin bottom 3. Why are you not responding? Am I missing something? Div card, div card, div cards. Oh, sorry, not in the button, of course. 1. Let's do here in the flex box, or in this specific div here. So if I select, all right, that's fair. So I see here the space, and I think this space is more than enough. And here we have a lot of big space. I want to make this more concise or condensed, and the same should be here normally. But this is okay, because here probably if you press with your fingers, imagine if someone presses the fingers, at least it wouldn't go wrong if they press two things at the same time, so I'm in the center here. Alright? So we say that one is fine, but then here the design here can be properly set onto margin bottom 1 that we have here. I'll just save that. Alright. Add up this, so this looks nice. Now what I want to do is I want to clear it. How do we clear it? Well, simple. To clear this, we need to have a new function called clear orders. Function, clear or remove all orders. Clear orders, I think remove orders, or empty basket, I'm not sure, empty orders. I guess remove orders is probably the most descriptive one. And basically what we do here, we remove everything. Removing everything is luckily extremely simple. We can basically say length equals 0. So we say here, we're going to get all the arrays. Here's this. Price array, let's see how we do that one, or can we just do it like this? Just go back to normal. I think that's the best way to do it, where we just indicate that this is again empty. Let's see if this works. So we have the price, we have the product, we have the product ID. So basically what we say then here, our array is again back to 0. That's what we're going to do here, and then what we're going to do here. And if that's not possible, then we'll say array length equals 0, meaning that there's no more length. Simple as that. So we're going one or the other way. What we need to do here then is to make sure the button, the clear button, works. Where are you? To say here at order, no, where are you? Clear. Alright, that's this one here. And so here we'll say on click, remove orders. That's the function name, remember? That's the one we made. So the moment we click on it, this remove orders will be triggered. As simple as that. So let's save that, refresh, and then here we press again our orders. Alright, and then I say clear orders. Alright, it gives an error, so the reason why is assignment of constant variable. Alright. Of course. So let me explain why this happened, so you know as well, and this I should know better. So we have here the constants. Where are we? Here somewhere. In JavaScript, these are the constants. Constants are constants, means variables, they stay consistent. So you cannot change these. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to change it directly. What we are allowed to do is to push and to pull and pop, etc., etc. So we are also allowed to indicate that this array plus length, indicating length equals 0, because we have this here. If it would be a let, it might be, but then we are probably overriding it directly, which JavaScript don't want. And I would say don't override your arrays. What we need to do is use the right commands. So we say here length equals 0. Length equals 0. Dot length equals 0. Save this, and now I would expect a positive response. Are we still not getting? Clear. Did I get the right function? What happened here? What is going on? This here, the product array length is equals 0. So why are we not working? Did I save this? Let's try again. I'm surprised it's not working. So let me double check. What is this? Length equals 0. Let's do a console log afterwards to double check what happened to our item here. And the remove orders function is here as well. So on click on the button here, button right, span, mean that here should be the design that I desire. On click remove orders, exactly as I wanted it. Double check. Alright, so now the array is 0. Of course. The issue is not this. Clear all. Alright. We have to clear, of course. Once you clear all the array, what we did not clear. So this is correct, by the way. This is correct. When we clear this, we did not clear the cards. So we need to remove these cards automatic. So what we're going to do here is to put in this. And this is the only thing here currently how we can do it, but I will try to check as well other ways. So what we're going to do is the moment we do this, we say here order list document dot get element by ID, and here I will find a alternative for this, because right now what we're going to do is we're going to get that order list, and then we say here inner text will not work, but we can try, but now inner HTML works, and I need to find the best solution for this, which I will be searching later on. Equals blank. We save this here, refresh, let's press now, clear, there we are. Equals blank. Oh, is it inner text? Oh, inner text works. I was scared to use here inner HTML because I know this is also an option that you can use, but it's not recommended. As you can see, inner text works fine. So in this case, as you can see now, we have added our counting, our total sum, and we also have our clear button here, which should be eventually be pushed to the side here. So, and we have like this here, we can now start to move up and down here. This might be eventually like a sticky bar or something like that. Maybe this should be sticky, or like a scroll spy. Sticky, what happens if we do sticky? No. Or sticky bar. Doesn't work. Alright, I will figure out that one. However, this is so far what we've got. And then, oh, you can see here, this needs to be reset as well. So what we're going to do here is just grab these values that we have here. And if the length is 0, the count value, or at least the inner text of the total amount, should be 0 as well. And I realized maybe these should be up preset. So we don't have to do this consistently where we say get element document, comma, this inner text 0, total amount. What is the other one? Then we have the total products. Am I correct? Total products. There you are. Save this. Now if you refresh, press, there should be like some line here. Maybe this should be a list item, I realize. Should be a list item, and here we could put in here like in the div box. Clear up, there you are. There you are. So that looks nice. Clears all the values. Oh, we get some error here. I would like to know here. Cannot set in the text off, remove orders. Total amount. Let's double check what's going on. Total amount. Did he have a different term for this? Get element by ID, total amount, inner text. So I don't know why it does give an error. If I clear here, it gives an error. Cannot set property of null. Why are we having this issue here? Well, it's alright, it doesn't work here. Amount. So what I'm going to do here is to double check what is the ID. We have total amount. Did I have a caps lock here? Alright, sorry. Total amount should be with small letter. Try again. Press, go. Clear. There you are. So make sure the ID names are matching. If it's camel case or not camel case, make sure that they're matching with each other. So that was the issue. So we've got this now. And now later on, and there will be another video, there will be our next documentation. Focus specifically on the clicks, and the clicks, that's a tough cookie, I can tell you that. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you enjoy this video, you probably will enjoy this one as well. And if you're interested in Chart.js, check out in the description box the link directing to my Chart.js course where you can learn everything about Chart.js. And finally, of course, make sure you subscribe to my channel.